How small steps lead to big results. The power hidden in the tiny. When we think about big achievements, whether it's writing a book, running a marathon, building a successful business, or mastering a new skill, we often picture the end result. It looks impressive, grand, intimidating even. But what we don't always see is the staircase of tiny steps that led there. That's the quiet truth behind every great success story. It's not usually about one giant leap, but about many small, consistent steps that build up over time. Each step might seem insignificant on its own, but over weeks, months, and years, those steps accumulate into something powerful. Let's break this idea down and explore why small steps are not only effective, but essential for creating lasting success and meaningful transformation. 1. Why big change feels hard. Let's be honest. When we try to change everything at once, it often feels overwhelming. That's because our brains resist big shifts. We are creatures of habit. Radical changes trigger stress responses. Motivation fades. Initial excitement wears off, and without clear, achievable wins, we lose steam. Life gets in the way. Big plans are fragile. One bad day and everything can fall apart. Trying to overhaul your entire life in a weekend might sound ambitious, but it's a recipe for burnout and disappointment. That's where small steps come in. They bypass resistance, keep you grounded, and make growth sustainable. Ooh, the compound effect. Growth that builds on itself. Imagine you improved just 1% every day. That might seem trivial. But mathematically, if you do this consistently, you'd be 37 times better at the end of a year. That's the power of compounding. Like money in a savings account with interest, our efforts grow exponentially when applied consistently. Let's look at a simple example. Day 1, you do 1 push-up. Day 2, you do 2 push-ups. Day 30, you're doing 30 push-ups. In a month, you've built strength, endurance, and a new habit. The difference between day 1 and day 30 is massive, but you got there by doing a little more, not by doing it all at once. 3. Real-life examples of small steps. Creating big changes. Writing a book. Authors don't usually write books in one weekend. Most successful writers aim for a daily word count, say 500 words a day. That's just a couple of paragraphs. But over a year, that's over 180,000 words. Enough for 2-3 books. Fitness journeys. Transformation photos might show dramatic before and after results, but those results come from showing up consistently. Short workouts, small dietary changes, drinking more water, walking instead of driving, sleeping better. Financial freedom. Want to save $10,000? That sounds huge, but saving $27 a day? That's a coffee and a snack. With consistency, those little savings add up, especially if invested wisely. 4. Why small steps actually work, the psychology. Here's why small steps are so effective psychologically. They're manageable. You're less likely to procrastinate or avoid them. They build confidence. Each small win tells your brain, I can do this. They create momentum. The more you succeed, the more motivated you feel. When you show up every day, you stop saying, I'm trying to write, and start saying, I'm a writer. Small steps don't just change your actions, they shift how you see yourself. 5. The magic of consistency. Let's say you want to learn to play the guitar. Practicing for 10 minutes a day doesn't feel heroic, but it's consistent. A month later, you're playing chords. A year later, you're playing full songs. Meanwhile, someone else practices or 3 hours one weekend and then doesn't touch the guitar for a month. Who's better off? The answer is clear. Consistency beats intensity, especially in the long run. 6. How to start. The strategy of small steps. If you're ready to harness the power of small steps, here's a simple plan to follow. Step 1. Pick one focus area. What do you want to improve or change? Don't try to tackle everything. Start with one goal. Fitness, writing, finances, self-care, learning a skill. Step 2. Define your tiny step. Break it down until it feels almost too easy. Want to read more? Commit to 1 page a day. Want to eat healthier? Add 1 veggie to 1 meal. Want to meditate? Start with 1 minute a day. Step 3. Link it to a trigger. Make it easy to remember. For example, after brushing your teeth, you stretch for 2 minutes. While your coffee brews, you write 1 sentence in your journal. Step 4. Track it. Visually use a calendar or habit tracker. Cross off each day. It's motivating to see your streak build up. Step 5. Celebrate tiny wins. Yes, celebrate, even if it feels silly. Give yourself credit. Smile. Say, I did it. This reinforces the habit emotionally. 7. Small doesn't mean slow. A common worry is, but won't small steps take forever? Here's the surprising truth. Slow is smooth, and smooth becomes fast. You'll actually progress faster with consistent small steps than with big, unsustainable bursts. Why? Because you don't stop. You don't crash. You keep moving forward. Think of a snowball rolling downhill. It starts small, but as it keeps rolling, it gathers more snow, more weight, more momentum. Eventually, it becomes an unstoppable force. 8. From habits to identity. The most powerful transformation happens when your small steps align with your identity. You stop thinking, I'm trying to be healthy, and start believing, I'm a healthy person. Your actions reflect that belief. Small steps become who you are. I go on walks. I'm an active person. I journal sometimes. I'm someone who reflects. I save a little money. I'm financially responsible. When your identity changes, your choices naturally align with that identity. 9. When you fall off, just restart small. Let's be real. You'll miss days. Life happens. The beauty of small steps, they're easy to restart. If you stop meditating for a week, doing 1 minute today doesn't feel like a burden. You get back on track without guilt or pressure. The key is to make returning to the habit as frictionless as possible. 10. A final metaphor. Planting a seed. Think of your goals like planting a seed. You water it each day. You don't dig it up every morning to see if it's growing. You trust the process. One day a sprout appears, then leaves, then flowers, eventually fruit. But it started with a seed and daily care. Conclusion: be gentle, be consistent, be unstoppable. Big dreams don't need big leaps. They need tiny, committed steps, repeated with care and belief. So if you're overwhelmed, if you feel stuck, if you don't know how to begin, just start small. Write 1 sentence. Walk for 5 minutes. Save $1. Read 1 page. Smile at yourself in the mirror. And do it again tomorrow. Over time, those tiny steps become habits. Habits shape your days, and your days shape your life. That's how small steps lead to big results.